It's Ross Brand along with Ileane Smith, and we are going to be doing live stream app reviews. We have StageTen, we have eCamm Live, we have StreamYard, and we have BeLive TV. And the fact that we are using BeLive TV shouldn't make you think that that's biasing the choices. It's just the fact that I've used BeLive TV so much that it wouldn't be fair to the other apps for me to use them in this review show and hit the wrong button a couple times and things like that. So we're approaching this objectively, but since BeLive has been the platform that I've used for most of my broadcasts, we are using that one today. So why don't we start with BeLive? If you'd like to throw any questions in the chat or share your experiences with these platforms, we'd love to hear that. But why don't we start out with BeLive? And I've got a little graphic here, which I will put up on the top here. And basically it shows that BeLive TV is integrated with Facebook and Twitch. It works for a Mac, easy for me to say, a Mac or Windows, and you can have up to 4 guests. I know you don't use BeLive quite as frequently as I do, Ileane, but I know you're familiar with it as you are with all these tools. What are your thoughts on BeLive?
BeLive, okay. When I first started using BeLive, first of all, I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody. Hey, hi, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out, guys. This is so exciting because I could not have done this without Ross, because I'm biased. He's probably got a little bias too, but
right.
We're in here together, so we're keeping each other in check.
Right. We both use different tools for different reasons.
So BeLive, in fact, when I first started using BeLive, I did a few tutorials on BeLive, and I think I'm still ranking over there on YouTube for some of those tutorials. And I like it. I do like the ease of use. And I do like that you're able to bring people on. Let me just look at my BeLive checklist here. To be able to add that branding and so forth. And I'm seeing something that's that I didn't notice before, is that I do see some comments here as a guest. I am able to see some comments within the platform. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So as people know that I've used BeLive a lot. I did a show on BeLive for BeLive. I'm no longer working for BeLive. So I'm trying to come out this as objectively as possible. I've had a good experience with BeLive because it makes it really easy to do some of the professional elements that I like to use in the broadcast without the complications of using an OBS or a Wirecast or something like that. I think that there's a great community. It's clearly got the biggest, strongest community of any of the applications that we're talking about today. And there's a lot of resources out there, support. They have their own branded shows. And they've got a few years of experience doing this. They're a Facebook Business Solutions partner. They've recently integrated with Twitch. So those are some of the many pros that BeLive offers. I think perhaps on the downside, as it's getting big, your broadcast does look, even though there's customization, there's only so much you can do. And so your background, like if you're in this view and things like that, will look like other people who do use the platform. And as far as I know, there's no custom RTMP, so you're limited to streaming to Facebook and to Twitch. But the talk show platform that we're using here that allows us to change shots and do different things, put comments on the screen is beautiful. So it's a good platform. It's fairly stable. People have had some tech things from time to time. They try and straighten that out as quickly as possible. But it's had a good run for a few years, and it continues to be a popular platform on Facebook.
Yeah, and I do want to say that when you talk about community, really eCamm Live has an amazing community. We'll talk about it more when we get to eCamm Live. Sure. But I just wanted to say, because I'm kind of involved in both communities, and the community on eCamm Live is so robust. Wow. That I definitely want to say, and StreamYard is trying to, bring up their level of engagement as well. Of course, there's still room to grow for StreamYard and all of these platforms, really. So
yeah, well, since you mentioned it, let's take a look at StreamYard. StreamYard is integrated with, it actually lets you go almost anywhere, but it's integrated with Facebook and YouTube. But with RTMP, you can use a stream key and you can go to pretty much any destination that accepts RTMP. It's available for Windows and Mac, and you can have up to 6 guests. So that's as many as any of the platforms. eCamm will let you have 6 guests if you're using Skype. But it lets you bring in up to 6 guests. First impressions from having used it, did a long broadcast yesterday. It's really stable. I thought the video quality and the audio quality were really good, really consistent. No issues at all. So I like that. I like the layout. I like that you can sort of do a little, it's very similar to BeLive in a lot of ways, but you can do a little more with your lower thirds, and you can change, if you do one of their paid plans, you can change the logos and different things during the broadcast. So those are some of the things that I like about it, but I really like the quality and some of the customization.
And for me, where StreamYard kind of has the edge over BeLive is the fact that it's integrated with YouTube. Yeah. And I think everybody who knows me, and if you're just meeting me, hey, I have a YouTube channel with tutorials on just about everything we're going to talk about. No, yeah, everything we're going to talk about today. And so to me, I thought that when BeLive integrated with Twitch, I thought, well, that's kind of, like odd to me. I would have thought they would have went for YouTube first, but as it stands, StreamYard came out of the gate with the integration with YouTube, which was really what sold me on giving it a try. And the other thing is about the comments. Now, this is going to be like really being picky, okay? But when you're doing a broadcast, you're doing a live stream, and you're seeing the comments, like we have tons of comments coming in. And I just want to say, everybody who's got a question, we'll try to get to those questions. And I appreciate everybody for being here. But if you can have access to the comments inside of the platform that you're on, that's a bonus. But also to be able to leave a comment inside the dashboard. Like, for example, you guys see I'm liking some of your comments. That's because I have another tab open. And from what I can tell right now, just looking at BeLive, I don't see a place where I can leave a comment as the broadcaster. So that, and because I am the guest. Now, Ross may be able to, but as a guest, I can't leave a type of comment in unless I come over here. And, sometimes your guests are not going to be that savvy to know, open a second tab and make sure it's muted. And that's a lot of instructions to give somebody who may already be nervous to come on for a live stream. Right.
I can add a lower third or a crawling text as a host here. I don't see any longer. Although I can add a comment that does go to Facebook, so that's good. I can do that at the bottom. Now, going back to StreamYard, I love the way the comments display. I love the font that they use. It's, like I said, it's very similar to BeLive, but I feel there's a touch of extra professionalism to the way the comments in the lower thirds display. And then you have your own, if you do the paid plan, and I saw there was a question in the chat about the paid plan. It gives you the ability to put your own logos on. You can take off the StreamYard branding, and you can do your own overlays. So the overlay, you can add, something across the top, across the bottom, a frame. You could actually put an entire full picture as an overlay if you wanted to broadcast kind of audio only for a few minutes or show something like that. The cost of StreamYard, Nazim asks, is $25, I believe, a month for the first upgraded level after free. But one thing with the comments, about StreamYard that I thought was, when you're going to put the overlays on, or you're going to put a banner or a graphic or a logo or whatever, you have to switch into a different tab from the comments. And I found that I wasn't getting back to the comments quickly enough. So the one thing I would say that I would love is if the comments had their own sort of column, and they just stayed there consistently, and then you could switch your tabs to add your different your different elements. But that's a minor thing at this point. I'm very impressed with what I've seen from StreamYard, and I love the fact that it goes, like you said, to YouTube. So even if you like using BeLive or eCamm for Facebook or StageTen, StreamYard's an excellent option for going to YouTube if you want a simple, quick, but professional looking solution, and very stable platform as far as I can tell.
I just wanted to make a quick suggestion, because I don't think you've pinned any comments up on screen. And I don't know if people have all seen how that looks. You know, if anybody's watching this in the replay, they may not know what it looks like. And, you know, with BeLive, you can do that. You can pin the comments on screen. And with StreamYard, you can do that as well. It's just a different look of how it looks. And, you know, both of them look pretty good. I'd say, you know, I would give both of them an 8. I like, you know, there's little things I like about each, you know, like for right now, the comment is kind of covering. Oh, hey, Gage is here. Gage is here from StreamYard, guys. So and also Josh is here from StageTen. I can pull back
to this view. One of the cool things about StreamYard in the future is they're going to let you customize this background area. So you can have a completely unique look with an image or maybe even video. I know StageTen lets you put video even behind this, so you could have some type of motion graphic or whatever. I mean, you can get a little crazy, but it's some fun options for customizing. And Gage talks about telling Chuck that the paid version allows you to add your own logo and uploaded overlays. Much more succinct explanation than I gave there. Can
I say something, Ross?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to mention something that I think is really great that these guys are doing, and that is that they have their own Facebook groups for us to build our community. So BeLive has the BeLivers group, StreamYard has their group, eCamm Live has a community group as well as a beta testers group. And Josh, I know, is here from StageTen, and I would love if he has a group, if he would post that link in the comments, because I think no matter what platform you guys decide to use, you want to get in there with the group, because the group, there's going to be people have the same questions you have, the same challenges you have, and then you'll be able to more quickly get up to speed on using whichever platform you prefer.
Let's move along to eCamm Live. I know this is one that you have used a lot. You're very involved with the community. And eCamm has by far the most integrations, because it not only has the 4 major platforms, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube, but it also is already integrated with Restream.io and Switchboard Live. So if you want to syndicate to all the platforms that Restream and Switchboard can go to, you want to multi-stream and go out to all of them at once, there's easy integration. You don't even need a stream key for that. You can also do custom RTMP. eCamm is Mac only, and in order to bring on your guests, you need to use Skype. So there's integration with Skype, and you can bring on up to 5 guests. So you can have a total of 6 people on if you get everybody on through Skype. And the other thing that stands out about eCamm is the pricing system is different, and that is it's a one-time payment of $75, where the other applications all work on subscription service.
Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
If you guys are thinking about getting eCamm, if you have a Mac, get it now, because in the first quarter of 2019, they are going to move to this monthly subscription model.
Really?
And everybody is going to be grandfathered in who's already on eCamm. So I'll make sure I get my link over here for you guys to use. But I definitely want to let you know, don't sit on the fence too long. If you have a Mac, I'll tell you what, this is one reason why I would buy eCamm, even if I never was planning on going live.
Right.
eCamm has this one thing. Well, one way that eCamm is unique from everything we're talking about today, it's a standalone application. It's not browser based like BeLive and StreamYard and StageTen. It's a standalone application. And when you download that application, you're also able to do record only mode. So you're not going to be able to do that with any of these other browser platforms. You got to go live. Okay. So if you want to do tutorials on things and still be able to do the screen sharing and even bring in your guest, you don't have to be live. You can do the record only mode, and they have a pause button there. If you want to bring up something different and you're not really sure where you want to go next, or if the doorbell rings, there's a pause button so that you can use that record only mode. So I recommend, if you got a Mac, get eCamm live before they move to that monthly model, because what they want to do is they want to just be able to give everybody everything that your little heart desires, like platforms like Wirecast, which Wirecast can start at like $500. Of course, we're not reviewing that one today, and I've never actually used it because I always thought it was too expensive. But they are trying to integrate most of the features from all of the other platforms. This is why eCamm Live is really my favorite, and into eCamm Live. Now, I realize that everybody doesn't have a Mac, hence the reason why we're here, and I'm supporting these other platforms as well, because if you don't have a Mac, I still want to make sure that I'm able to answer your questions, and Ross is able to answer your questions on all these other browser-based live streaming apps.
Yeah. So I just want to throw up Beauty's comment. She mentions, if you are here repping your app, make sure we know why you love your features. Yes, we'd love to hear from you, and tell us why we should be checking out and using your platform. What is your competitive advantage? I want to, John Preto asked the question about OBS, comparing it to eCamm, and I'm going to say that they're different. I think eCamm is much easier to use and quicker to get started. I found a bigger learning curve with OBS, but I will say that of the four platforms, eCamm was sort of the most challenging to me when I tried to use it the first time, because of all the options, I mean, sort of its strength can be a weakness. And because of all you can do with it, it doesn't really force you into, okay, you have to put this overlay here, or this is how you pin a comment, or whatever. You literally have a blank screen, and you can do what you want to do with it, which can be a plus, but it can also be a challenge in the beginning to make your broadcast look clean and professional.
Well, I got to say that even over on Instagram, someone was trying their best to get us to talk about OBS, but we're not talking about OBS today.
No OBS today. So
no, just kidding.
Yeah, no, we'll do that another day.
I just want to give another point for what I love about eCamm, and this is also on StageTen. So we'll segue into StageTen in a minute. But the fact that you can play a video. You can bring in and pre-recorded videos. This is great for your intros and your outros, but also for content. The way I use it is when I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of screen sharing and popping back and forth, I say, you know what, I'll just record this little tutorial, 2-minute, 3-minute tutorial first. Then I go live, tell people I'm getting ready to play the video, and then have all the Q&A and whatever else people want to see afterwards. Now, people will sometimes do that with these other apps, these browser-based apps.
They will.
Well, I'll just say with and it does, you know, you can do it with a screen share, but it's out of sync. The quality is not that great. So you can do it. There's a workaround. Okay. Right. But this is great because you can, and also you can play a video and still narrate over top of the video because eCamm has a mute button for every single thing. And that's a big thing that eCamm has over some of these browser based platforms, is that you can mute the video, you can mute yourself, you can mute your guest, you can mute anything on down the line.
Well, and you know, from StreamYard and StageTen, you can add the video, I believe. I know with StreamYard, you can add the video as a source. So I could play the video just like a guest and do it that way. With BeLive, you have to do it as a share. With StageTen, there's a couple of different ways to add, and you have to pick the right one for your situation, or you can put it in the wrong place. But StageTen, let's talk about StageTen. We haven't done that yet. And what's kind of cool with StageTen is that there's so many ways to add video. Not only where you can send the video out, as you can see, you can go to all 4 of the major live streaming platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. You can also RTMP, which lets you go to any of the restreaming services or anywhere else you'd like to go to. But you can also bring in video with RTMP. If you know, there's several different levels of subscriptions that you can get, and they can pretty much bring in video if you use the right kinds of encoding that they require from a lot of different sources, letting you bring in directly from remote broadcasts and things like that. But for you know, our purposes of a talk show from a browser, you've got a lot of options with StageTen. It's Mac and Windows. You can bring in up to 4 guests. I think it's like 3 guests, up to 4 people, up to 4 video sources. I think it's got a little more of a learning curve than StreamYard and BeLive. Like eCamm, it's more of that. It's between that sort of OBS Wirecast and more of a basic kind of blab, like for those that go back a few years, where it's very, very easy to get started. So I think I need a few times where I have to play around with StageTen and eCamm to fully create a broadcast that looks the way I want it to look.
Before I say a couple things about StreamYard, I do want to take 1 minute to give an extra shout out to my girl Beauty Bubble, who's in the chat, because she was like the person that inspired us to do the stream. Yes. I can see by you guys' questions. And even my head is racing, and I'm like, I was thinking about saying this thing, I'm thinking about saying that thing, then I'm looking over at your comments. This is a fantastic topic. So thanks to Beauty Bubble for insisting.
Yes, thank you, Beauty.
Yes,
we really appreciate it.
So mobile is important, because I see Josh mentioned the mobile. Now, with StreamYard, still to come.
StageTen.
I'm sorry. I know I'm kind of skipping back because I just want to talk about mobile, and I want to, StreamYard is the only one that still doesn't have it yet. BeLive has mobile, but you can't host the broadcast from mobile. Right. Only the guests can come in from mobile. eCamm is the same way, because you know, Skype has a mobile app, so they can still come in. Your guests can still come in from mobile, but Josh is saying the StageTen is going to have mobile ingest on the Android and the iOS platform. I'm not sure if that means you can start your broadcast on the StageTen app clarify that for us, Josh. But I wanted to mention mobile because I know that's what a lot of us want to do. And
Right.
so I want, but I know that StreamYard is working on it as well. So stay tuned for that. But
Right.
in the meantime, just use your BeLive or your StreamYard or your eCamm for those things.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Something else I noticed on, okay, I'm going to go back to StageTen now. I told you guys my mind was racing, right? This is such, this is my thing, right? I love live streaming. So one of the things I noticed today when I went over there was that you can do screen sharing, because it's one of the things that I didn't like about StageTen. You couldn't screen share, but you can now. You can choose your Chrome browser as the source. You can choose an application on your desktop as the source. Okay, so I need a little bit more work on how to like really make that flow within the broadcast, but I was super excited. Thank you, Josh, for adding that in there. And oh yeah, and I also forgot to give Curtis Brooks a shout out because he's the one that asked about mobile.
Right.
So shout out to Curtis Brooks wherever you are.
And a huge shout out to Josh, because StageTen's customer service and support is amazing. I mean, Josh, from the second I just logged in to just like look around, Josh was already messaging, offering help, and he's been emailing me, lengthy responses when I've had questions. So StageTen is really, really doing it right as far as customer service and support goes.
Yes, they are. And, honestly, I've had positive experiences with all of these apps. And hence the reason why, Ross and I talked beforehand and we were like, should we talk about this app? And I'm like, nope, because I don't use it. And I don't. Should we talk about that app? And I'm like, nope. No, these are the apps that I want to support, that I want to show you and introduce you guys to.
Thank you, Ileane. It's great to always great to do a broadcast with you, and hopefully we can do some more of these and enjoy the new year, enjoy your time off, and look forward to more live streaming in 2019.
Okay, thanks so much for having me, and I will see you guys later.
And find her at IleaneSmith.com, Ms. Ileane Speaks on YouTube, and you can find me at LivestreamUniverse.com, Livestream Universe on YouTube. Take care, everybody.